If you told me that I would be talking about Marvel Rivals again this soon, this quickly, I would have called you a liar. I would have called you a deceiver. I wouldn't believe you because I really don't pay attention to the Marvel Rivals in any capacity. But I guess because of what I talked about 2 days ago and because I liked like a tweet or two on Twitter, it put me in the algorithm and the perfect opportunity to see this massive drama going down. Basically, what's going on right now, and I guess what happened was a World Cup version of Marvel Rivals tournament where basically a bunch of creators from a bunch of different countries competed in a $300,000 tournament. And that's kind of what happened. And so there was some drama that came out from this tournament. But basically, if you want a Spark Notes version of it, it's basically like the Kingsman CC Zaza drama, but the genders are swapped. That's basically all you need to know. But the gist of it basically can be summarized in one bullet point right here as well, where this guy basically says that if you're going to get invited to a $300,000 tournament, probably should learn more than just Squirrel Girl. A lot of people would give anything for an opportunity like this. And so, basically, what happened here? What is going on? What is causing all this controversy? Basically, what happened was in Team Canada, there's a guy named Warren, and from what I understand about his history, he was a Overwatch player. He was a DPS Overwatch player, and when he played Marvel Rivals, he really only played Squirrel Girl. And when you get to a competitive tournament, there's going to be some times where people will pick around the characters, and you need to swap off a Squirrel Girl. But Warren really did not want to swap off a Squirrel Girl. And this was like the massive piece of controversy because his teammates were like, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing? You got to swap off." And like, we're trying to win this tournament because it is $300,000 on the line. Could you please swap off? So Warren responded to this original tweet right here, and he did go private. He did make his account private, so I had to find a bunch of screenshots of these images or his tweets so I can actually like talk about what's going on. And so I think I actually pulled this from someone who was in support of Warren. I do not condone the liking of this Warren tweet right here, right? I do not condone it at any capacity. But he responded to the J3 guy basically saying, just to clarify, I only had a few days from the moment I was invited to the actual tournament. It was pitched as a creator tournament, so I accepted, like always. Every day off stream, I practiced my main, Squirrel and Namor, and tried to pick up Cyclops. He got banned nonstop. And now, then he gets responded to one of his teammates. This is Aramori. She is a professional Marvel Rivals player, and she also is the team captain. And she responds to this, basically trying to explain what happened from her point of view. She says, "Girl, we suggested our Ultron. You picked it. We played well, and you said, no, this is too easy. I'm going back to Squirrel Girl." Like, there's obviously tournament issues, but yes, some of the blame is on you as well. When I was invited to an Overwatch tournament, I was playing 6 hours every day for 3 days beforehand. Marvel Rivals is not a hard game, man, especially with Overwatch experience. Yes, there were other issues on our team. I myself made silly mistakes. But yes, having a hero pool of Squirrel Girl and Namor is really, really hard for a team to work around and is on you, dude. And so very clearly, because this was a live stream event, there is evidence of like what happened and what transpired here. And so I kind of want to play the clip that is the big thing that everyone's talking about. And it's basically the point at which he swapped on this to Ultron and just the way he addressed the entire situation. As well as like the way he was like kind of talking about how he was feeling, kind of made this seem like he was pretty much an asshole in the scenario.
Louder. Can you play Ultron? And just see if it's like comfortable. If it's not comfortable, then it's like it's not.
It's just like Domina.
Yeah, it's just you have 2 drones, right? Put one on your backline, put one on X, right? Move one around from who's ever taken damage, and then like super easy beam to hit, play low.
Yeah, this is gonna be diabolically selfish. I just don't find any other character fun in this game. It's overhealth and damage boost. Yeah, but guys, I'll be honest. Once again, I don't really give a fuck. I just want to play Schoolgirl. You don't understand. I just want to play Squirrel Girl. I'll tell them after. I'm just playing this out to show like effort, and then I'm just gonna tell them that I would rather play Squirrel Girl or DPS. I mean, this is like legit just not even a fucking support, which is hilarious.
You're dead.
Guys, this is fucked up, guys. I feel bad.
Like he looks really good.
No, but he's a snooze fest. My gosh, put me on the squirrel.
And so like there's 40 seconds left, but I think you get the gist of what's going on here. Someone like on his team really kindly asks him to say like, "Hey, could you try out Ultron? You know, if you don't feel comfortable, then we can swap off." And throughout this entire clip right here, he is, I'm pretty sure, muted in Discord and just complaining to his chat the entire game, just saying like, "Oh, but I just want to play Squirrel Girl, bro. I just want to have fun. I want to play Squirrel Girl, man. I want to play." If this was just a for-fun tournament where like there's no stakes on the line, sure. This is a 300 grand tournament. Like I get, obviously you want to have fun, but like at the same time, if you see the prize pool, if you see what's going on, like you have to have some mental ability to think about this. Like you have to sacrifice fun here for when you're playing with such a massive prize pool. And the worst part is they won this. They stomped the enemy team. They stomped the enemy team so unbelievably hard here. Like they were actually just shit stomping them. It worked out really well. And he was still complaining the entire time. And like, obviously you're going to seem like an absolute asshole when this happens because like you listened to what your teammate was doing. You swapped off even though you didn't want to. Your team succeeded to such a massive proportion and you still made a big deal out of it. And also, like, he complained to his chat the entire time. It's not like he was really being communicative with his team, and like, it's just another one of the situations. It's literally like playing for the vibes. It's literally exactly what, I don't know, whoever said it, CZ or Zaza said it, where he's like, we're just kind of playing for the vibes. We're trying to have fun. When like your team and your team captain, like people who have more experience with the game, are specifically asking you to try to play in a way that will make you win the game. Not only that, but he kind of continued to talk about this. He kind of continued to talk about the situation where he just started blaming his teammates as well for the scenario that he was put in and for like their failures in the tournament. Like, let's watch this clip right here.
And I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces in this tournament as in the last tournament is the current one, including Doki Bird, Aramori. Wait a second. Fan? Wait. Aramori, Doki Bird, Fan. We're all in this tournament too? And none of them were on my team? And XQC and I won? Huh.
And so, like, here he's kind of, like, blaming Doki Bird and Fan as well for him losing, and obviously Aramori as well, because I guess that in the other tournament that he was in, he won with XQC, and I guess that means that XQC and him are the greatest players of all time, and the rest of them are shit, because then that means that, you know, they won the tournament without him or whatever. It feels, like, so unbelievably disingenuous to, like, completely for no reason blame Doki Bird and Fan when neither of them legitimately said anything about the issue in any capacity. Like, I don't even think in the clip they were talking about where they asked them to switch to Ultron, were either of them speaking in any capacity, and they were just, like, kind of having a good time while they were winning the fight. And, like, he, for some reason, brings them into this situation when only one of the three people there is actually, like, calling him out for this on any sort of platform in any capacity. And, like, another thing that I thought was interesting as well is that, like, one of the people who was most vocal about him switching on or switching off of Squirrel Girl was Surefour, I'm pretty sure, because that's the other voice that I heard in that clip. And he didn't even mention her, like, that guy in any capacity. It seems kind of weird, too, that the dude was most vocal about him swapping off, and like the clip that I've seen wasn't even mentioned as like one of the people who are saying, why do we lose? It's kind of interesting. And so like it's a really weird scenario overall for him. Like you seem like a fucking turbo asshole because you kind of are being a turbo asshole in this situation. And another thing too, it's not like the entire team is only specifically blaming you as well. Like Aramori also said like she didn't play the best herself. It's like she didn't say like, oh, no one and the rest of the team was at fault in any capacity. You're the only issue in this scenario. No, like people on your team was admitting that it was also their fault too, but you're just kind of the loser in the corner sitting like, I only want to play Squirrel. We're playing for the vibes. We're playing fun. Don't tell me what to do. I want to play for the fun. It's a $300,000 tournament. I don't really care. Let me just play for fun. And also, too, another thing that was really interesting about this is that he also offered to fill for, you know, the tournament. He offered to fill and play whatever characters that he wanted to play, only specifically when they're eliminated from the tournament, so it didn't even matter. He only started being a good teammate when specifically they could not even like advance in the capacity. So that's another massive issue as well. And you seem like a dick because like, what the fuck are you trying to do? And like, this is the exact, once again, same scenario that happened to Kingsman where, you know, he was trying to like actually win a tournament and win money. And then he just had his teammates who were being entirely uncooperative and just like, oh, let's play for fun. Let's play for the vibes. And you had like another team captain put his like input onto this and he said, that this infuriates him. It's annoying to have one of your players just outright refuse to listen and constantly bitch and moan about the hero they're assigned to play when you're trying to come up with team comps. And he said he's so glad his team didn't have his issue because it seems like legitimately, once again, only Team Canada had this issue. They had another person who was just being entirely uncooperative. And like, yeah, once again, this is the big point that we have to emphasize here. Is there's 300 grand on the line. Like, at least put in some effort and at least try to cooperate with your team in any capacity. And another big thing about this too is that once again, because the roles are swapped and it's like a woman who's actually trying to focus on this and trying to win, there have been a decent amount of people who are like just taking the against their side, even though it's once again, honestly, even a worse scenario than what happened to Kingsman, because like there's what 77 times the amount of money, 7.5 times the amount of money on the line. It's just unbelievable too that I've seen so many people who are on the internet and online like trying to say like, hey, you know, this is actually, you're being so mean, you're being such a bully, you're being such an asshole to this. Like, how could you possibly be so mean to Warren, who was just trying to have a fun time and have a good time? When almost none of these like defenses or none of these justifications were there when it happened to Kingsman. It's the same exact thing, and I don't know how many times I can emphasize this. This is the same exact scenario. But at least though it does seem like the people who are against or like hating on Aramori are just like in the vocal minority. It seems like the most amount of people that are in support of her like kind of calling out Warren for just being an uncooperative piece of shit. It just kind of sucks that people are like being against Aramori here when it is the exact same scenario, which they literally gave a dude a career out of like what 5 months ago. But you know, obviously with Warren privating his account and Warren just like kind of making it so that he unable to be reached or like on any of his takes are unable to be seen at this current moment. I don't think we're gonna get much from this. It just kind of sucks that once again, Aramori and like the rest of the team had to deal with this toxic little toddler fighting on their team and not trying to win a tournament that is, you know, a $300 prize pool. And then he also only blames like the 3 women on his team specifically too. That's another thing that I needed to point out, but I'm not gonna go too far into that because like that's just a whole nother can of worms. Really shitty scenario. It's kind of weird that this has happened twice in Marvel Rivals. It just people are throwing people's money for the vibes. And I think now we just all need to learn that if you're gonna enter in a money or a tournament with a lot of money, then you should probably go into it with the intention of winning, unless like the rest of your team is also fine, which is like for funning it. But that's all I really wanted to talk about for today. So thanks for watching. Goodbye.